What's up, everybody? My name is Marco. I'm a former professional opera singer, and I love talking about video game music from an emotional perspective. After a decade on the stage, indie games have been taking over 2025, whether it's Clair Obscur, Rogue Prince of Persia, and now at the end of the year, we've gotten two wonderful surprises with Megabonk, which has taken the world by storm. Rightfully so. It's very enjoyable, and it's actually more enjoyable to me than Vampire Survivors, and BallxPit, which I didn't even know that existed until a couple weeks ago. It's absolutely one of my top 10 favorite games to come out this year. And Absalom, which is a Gareth Coker a special meal with some very wonderful guest composers. And so I wanted to feature one or two songs from these three games in particular. I would feature Rogue Prince of Persia, but because of being sort of loosely connected to the Ubisoft IP, unfortunately the copyright ninjas are not as friendly with that one, but it does deserve your attention. It's one of the best soundtracks of 2025. And you know what? I might even sneak one in just because it's that good, and screw the copyright. BallxPit has really surprised me because the music is actually super subtle, but extremely enjoyable. One track that I hear the most because I die a lot, I believe it's Bone X Yard. Check this out. Love how it starts. And then we pick up into this rhythm. So I want to stop right there really quickly. Now, obviously, it's fairly repetitive, but the whole thing is, if you haven't seen the gameplay of BallxPit, it's literally like you get balls and then you shoot them at enemies that come down the lane towards you, and then as you play and you level up and you collect the items and stuff, you actually upgrade your balls, and that's quite the mouthful. It's quite an interesting little simple concept, but the music being repetitive as it is does a great job because it actually keeps you in the zone. This is not the first or the only time that we've had games like this that are using music as a rhythmically moving music to get you to be in a state, right? The whole point of BallxPit and even Megabonk later is the idea that we want to keep focused. Your job is to collect the stuff, do the damage to the stuff, upgrade the stuff, and then move on to the next level. And so the cool thing to me is with a track like this is that there's very specific intention within the rhythm. Ba 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 ba. That's it. It's 5 notes. Ba 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 ba. It's 4 notes, right? And then of course we get a little bit of flair and stuff over the top, and that kind of adds to the spice of it all. That's really awesome because it keeps you just super zoned in and focused. I really appreciate that. Because you hear the little flare. So there's a little bit of flare on the top, even though it kind of stays within the same rhythmic structure. There is a little bit of that ba, 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 ba. And that is still following that 4-note structure, but it just is a little bit more sustained. So it kind of tethers us while the rhythm kind of moves us, if that makes sense. And then it picks up a little bit. It's heavier, a little bit more meaty. That's cool. see how like it's thick. Yeah, and it stays like that through the end. So there's a thickness in the balls as we grow and increase in size. There's a richness, there's a fullness in that sound, which is actually really galvanizing, right? It's really inspiring. It's kind of like stressful. And the whole point of it is that like as these guys are slowly making their way down towards you and you're going up and you're getting all your power-ups and stuff and what have you, there's tension in that because there's like a little, you're limited on time. Not time so much in the sense that like there's a timer, but time in the sense that these guys are just slowly making their way down, and if you don't take them out by the time they get to like right in front of you, they're going to hit you and do damage, and then you possibly die. There's an intensity in that. The etherealness of the voice coupled with the tension in the rhythm, I really like that. And BallxPit, a lot of, I haven't heard the entire soundtrack because I'm still working my way through it. I'm about 5 hours playing it. It's really fun. It's just like a really good game. Megabonk is similar, where it has a similar kind of soundscape. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Not exactly the same soundscape, but it's the same kind of game design. And so through that, obviously Vampire Survivors, Bullet Heaven, you know, that kind of stuff, you do get a similar kind of rhythmic intensity. A theme that I really like is Calcium's theme, Boombox's theme. Listen to this. Ba, 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 ba. Nice segue back into the main loop, and then it goes right back. So I love how, again, rhythmically intense this is, right? There's a rhythmic forward momentum, but then on top of that, we get this terrific sort of harpsichordy, sort of witchy kind of sound. You know what? I didn't realize that Calcium is Calcium because Calcium is a skeleton. That actually makes even more sense. So Calcium is a skeleton. It makes even more sense that it has this sort of like Halloween-y sort of vibe to it, right? Like, woo, woo. And in fact, you can see these pictures. I mean, it's just so playful and so funny, right? So the music here, like, it has such a driving energy to it, which is really, really fun. So it has playful energy. Part of that is because the melody's kind of all over the place. And also you can see how Calcium in this image, there's an energy in this character. You can tell he kind of like, he's like, whatever, man, I don't care. He's kind of vibrant. I really find that particular track to have a bunch of energy behind it, and it's very enthusiastic. There's another track that I love called Bonking in the Sand, which if you've never heard this or experienced bonking in the sand, I think it's really fun. Check this out. Starts off a bit slower. Picks up. What an amazing loop. It like spins us right back. So this is sick. So in this case with Megabonk here, we have a sandy track that doesn't feel like, I actually haven't gotten to this level. You can hear the vibes of it. And even though you're always constantly fighting for your life, much like BallxPit, I think the rhythm and the momentum here keeps us focused. I also just think that like, it's just like a real vibe. You know what I mean? The energy is really positive, while dangerous, obviously, because we have these moments where we shift, we go into dissonance, we scale up as we do then to loop back. But also it's cool because Megabonk's soundscape is very similar to, you know, it pays homage, I think, in a big way to the 8-bit, 16-bit styles. They're never going to go out of fashion. And I also think that they it's such a like a fun video gamey sound that isn't like, you know, orchestrated or like using MIDI per se. Like it's really got like this real, like, I don't know, it's very like classic old school sheen to it that I think makes the game, I don't know, it elevates it. And I think, honestly, I think that's one of the reasons why this game is popular. I wanted to pop over to Absalom, which is a wonderful roguelike beat 'em up game. The whole soundtrack is terrific without a shadow of a doubt, but I wanted to pay a special homage to Mick Gordon's contribution to this soundtrack. This is a track called The Underking, and it's super dope. Listen to this. And he's a skeleton and he's angry. I love this. You hear the danger and the age in that sound? You hear his bones creaking and piano. It's all muted and covered. Ba, 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 ba. So it's cool. So you get like some like 1920s, like there's a little bit of that sound, that covered thing that makes it sound like it's from like the 1920s or something, which is awesome. But then of course we get thrust in our face that metal and the heavy guitar playing, and then also to the piano in the back, also kind of covered and muted almost, and then the bones creaking and stuff. Like this is a track that really showcases this character, the Underking. You know, he's chilling in the mine, and his little, like, you know, there's a mine underneath where you meet the Underking, and then on in front there, he's just sitting on this throne, and he's the first guy, kind of mega boss you fight in Absalom, and there's several. I just love how rip-roarious it is, you know, and it's just really fun. The indie game scene continues to be where I think the most creative and interesting and diverse sounds are coming from, whether it's BallxPit, Megabonk, Absalom. I did mention the Rogue Prince of Persia, but Ubisoft music is not really great with copyright, unfortunately. But if you're interested in that soundtrack, oh my gosh, you gotta check it out. It's absolutely insanely cool. I wish I could play it for you, but with Ubisoft music, it's unfortunately not necessarily friendly. In any case, yeah, I just wanted to come on here and just talk about these three games in particular. They've come out at the back half of 2025, and all three of them plus Rogue Prince of Persia are excellent and worthy of your time. And I think I just wanted to take like 2 seconds to just highlight their music, because they've all been sort of flabbergasting in their own way, and I've been having a great time playing them casually as I do other things. So yeah, thanks a ton, and I'll see you later.